Hello everyone and welcome. In this video we are going to study, or we are going to remember the adverb clause of time. Yes, when or while I was making Harmony 1 or Harmony 2 videos, I used to feel the need for uh, talking about nouns, adjectives, adverbs, verbs, yes, and I used to remind you to give importance to them and to discriminate between them because of their importance. Now, when it comes to when we came to Harmony 3, the last level, the final level, we have seen that instead of adjective clauses, adjectives, we began to learn adjective clauses. Instead of just nouns, we started learning noun clauses. And instead of adverbs, of course, there are adverb clauses in English to express place, purpose, time. Yes, for example, so that clause is a adverb clause of purpose. Okay, or for example, I don't know the place where he went, or I don't know where he went. Although it is a noun clause, it is also express the place. It is also used in place of a place. Okay, I don't know where he went. Now we are going to focus on the adverb clause of time. Yes, I am sure you are familiar with them, you know them, but once more we will remember them. Maybe a kind of summary. Yes, maybe this video will be a kind of summary, of course, with its advanced details. Okay. Yes, for example, as soon as close. Yes. As soon as the students are ready to learn, yes, as soon as the students are ready to learn, this is a clause and it is dependent. It needs a main clause, yes. As soon as the students are ready to learn, yes. Okay. The teacher starts his or her lesson. Yes, this is a custom, this is a tradition, this is a habit. Yes, the teacher starts his or her lesson. Okay, there's a GIF on the left. What does it say? Let's see. When a teacher actually starts teaching on the first day of school, yeah, it's a when clause, okay? It is very important for both the teacher and the students, for example, as a main clause. Now, the one on the right, welcome back to school. Are you ready? Yes, we are ready to learn, to discuss, yes, to increase our understanding, our familiarity with what we need, okay, whatever we need. Now, after Jennifer had started school, yes, after Jennifer had started school. So Jennifer is subject, had started verb, school object, subject, verb, object. So there is the exact sentence structure there, but although there is the elements of the sentence structure, it doesn't have a complete message in it. It's a dependent clause, so it is after clause. It is adverb clause of time. Yeah, the answer of question when. For example, when did she learn new games? When did she learn new games? Yesterday, last week, 2 years ago, 2 months ago. When did she learn new games? She learned new games after she had started school. It's clear now. Okay. Or, for example, she learned new games when she was 4 and 5 years old, respectively. Okay, now trip 8, adverb clause of time. Adverb clause of time, subordinating conjunctions, dependent conjunctions as time clauses, which is a dependent clause, of course. For example, dependent clause. Before Alper started school. Okay, before Alper started school. Independent clause, Alper had a few friends. This is the main clause. So, before Alper started school, he had a few friends. Alper had a few friends before he started school. Okay. What was the number of Albert's friends after he had started school? Yes. It was 10, for example. What was it? The number of Albert's friends. Alper or Albert? Which one? This one, so let's make it Alper, because there are more Alpers than Albert. Okay. Yes. Alper, Albert's, Alpers. Okay. Alper's, what was the number of Alper's friends after he had started school? After he had started school, Alper's number of friends is or was 10. Okay. But after he had started school, the number of his friends was more than 40. Time clause conjunctions. Once clause or as soon as clause. When one event happens, another event happens soon afterward. Yes, from the time when something happens. Once Mehmet makes a few sentences in English, he will write a paragraph. What will happen once he writes a paragraph in English? Yes, once he writes a paragraph in English, he will write a story, a composition, an essay. Okay. Once Taha learned how to ride a bike, he went for a bike ride almost every morning. What happened once Farooq learned how to use a computer? Yes, once Farooq learned how to use a computer, he listened to a lot of videos in English to improve his English. As soon as clause, immediately after, okay, as soon as clause, immediately after something happens without delay. As soon as Yasin finds a new house, he will telephone Dursun. Yes. What will Dursun do as soon as he talks to Yasin on the phone? As soon as Dursun talks to Yasin on the phone, he will telephone Yasin's father to give the news. Okay. As soon as the teacher entered the class yesterday, last month, he felt a pleasant and welcoming atmosphere. What happened as soon as he left the class? What can be said about guiding, coaching, mentoring as a wise and trusted advisor, training, practicing an ability, facilitating, making easy or making easier, show them the way, give the needed information to go in the right direction. Yeah, these are really interesting words. Mentoring, guiding, coaching, they are similar to each other. Of course, there are nuances between them. Yes, mentoring, guiding, coaching, but all about making easy. Yes, all of them are about facilitating, means making easy or making easier, showing the way. Yes, showing the way to those who need guiding, who need coaching, who need mentoring. Okay. Yes, what was the question? What happened as soon as he left the class? As soon as he left the class, he felt, as soon as he left the class, he thought that he had a perfect class. Time clause conjunctions, the moment that, or just the moment somebody does something. As soon as someone does something, immediately after something else happens without losing time. For example, the moment that Berkan learns something new, he shares them with his friends. What do the Berkan's friends do? The moment they learn something new, the moment Berkan's friends learn something new, they immediately write them down. Okay, the moment that, or the moment that. The moment that Erkan bought 3 kilos of fish, he invited Tahsin and Musa to eat fish together. Yes, how nice. What did Tahsin and Musa do the moment they heard that customary and gentle behavior? Customary and gentle behavior. The moment they heard that excellent behavior, the moment that they heard that, the moment that also possible, yes, the moment that they heard that three deaths, okay, that excellent behavior, they felt very happy. Time clause conjunctions, until. To that time and then no longer, okay, until a point. Until I came to this firm, I hadn't known the ideal balance between discipline and freedom. So I learned, that the balance between discipline and freedom after I had come to this firm, to this company. But until I came to this firm, I hadn't known the ideal balance between discipline and freedom until that point. But after that point, I learned it. Who hadn't known what workplace safety was until he came to this firm? Yes, my friend Yasin hadn't known what workplace safety was until he came to this firm. But after he had come to this firm, he learned what it was. He learned what it was, what workplace safety was. Okay. Again, until means if something happens until a particular time, it continues and then stops at that time. Okay, 8. Sally waits until her soup cools down. Who doesn't wait until their soup cools down? Neriman and Nadir don't wait until their soup cools down. They eat their soup when it is hot. Okay, Berna hadn't left the room until she checked out all the details. Yes, do you see the message here? When Did she leave the room? When did she leave the room? Berna hadn't left the room until she checked out all the details. So after she checked out, after she had checked out all the details, she left the room. But Aunt Berna hadn't left the room until she checked out all the details. Who had waited for Berna until she finished studying his project? Yes, his friend Yasemin had waited for Berna until she finished studying her project. Okay. Time clause conjunctions by the time conjunction. One event is completed before another event. For example, by the time Sami arrives at the bus stop, the bus has always left. What always happens by the time Sinan arrives at the train station? By the time Sinan arrives at the station, the train is always there. Okay. 11. By the time Harun entered university in the past, he had already read almost all works pieces of Dostoevsky. Okay, is it clear? By the time Harun entered university, he had already read almost all works of Dostoevsky, whose almost all books had he already read by the time he graduated from university. By the time he graduated from university, so he had read almost all books of Tolstoy. Okay, 12a. By the time Lutfi was 19, yes, by the time Lutfi was 19, he had learned how to take care of himself. Yes. What had Hakan learned by the time he was 19? Hakan had learned how to drive by the time he was 19. What had you learned by the time you were a certain age, or you reached a certain age? For example, by the time I reached 40, I had taken my driving license. Until Caner started working part-time, he had never saved any money. Who hadn't had a routine task until he started working? Dustin hadn't had a routine tasks until he started working. How can you relate that situation to your life? So until the start, this one, let's take this one as an example. Until I started driving a car, I had never bought petroleum or gas. Okay. Who hadn't had a routine task until he started working? Yes, Nicholas, for example, hadn't had a routine task until he started working. Okay. For example, I was driving a car, but I hadn't had a certain car. Until I bought my own car. I used to drive my brother's car, my father's car, etc., etc. The moment that Suat got his first paycheck, he began to understand the value of money. When did Serjan begin to understand the value of money? When Serjan bought his first car, he understood the value of money, or he began to understand the value of money. How can you relate that situation to your life? Yes, by the moment that I graduated, from university, I began to understand the importance of knowledge. Okay, paycheck, yes. Now the money that you earn is called paycheck. Okay. As soon as Akif left home, he realized that he wasn't a child anymore. Yes, as soon as Akif left home, he realized that he wasn't a child anymore. When did Selçuk realize that he wasn't a child? As soon as his father asked him questions as if he were a young man, yes, Selçuk realized that he wasn't a child. How can you relate that situation to your life? For example, as soon as I started working, I realized that I wasn't a child anymore. Once Hussein started sharing an apartment, he learned how to get along better with people. What did Mahmoud learn once he started sharing an apartment? He learned the sense of empathy and sympathy. How can you relate that situation to your life? Yes, once I started sharing an office, I learned how to communicate with my colleagues and fellow workers or work fellows. Before Turan traveled abroad, he didn't appreciate his own country. When did you start appreciating the importance and value of your country? Yes, when I left my country for the first time, I started appreciating the importance and value of my country. How can you relate that situation to your life? Yes, as I said, it happened when once I first started from my country. 18A, after you get your driver's license, you find out that all your friends want rides. Don't you agree? How do you feel? Yes, I agree. I agree with this idea. It is a true idea because after you get your driver's license, all your friends want you to take them to somewhere that they have to go. What happens after you get your first job? After you get your first job, of course, you understand the importance of working and earning money. After you get your first job, you find out what financial independence means. Yeah, of course, we will learn that sense as well. Don't you agree? How do you feel? Yes, after you get your first job, we understand what financial independence means. What happens after you become a parent? Of course, after we or each of us become a parent, we understand the value of our parents. Okay, now quiz time. Yes, as you see, there are when clause, as soon as clause, the moment that clause, etc., etc. Okay, you are familiar with all kind of clauses, yes, including adjective, noun, adverb, etc., etc. Okay, now let's take a look at the first question. I thought it wouldn't finish. I thought it wouldn't finish. But at last, it came to an end. At last means in the end. Yeah, in the end. Finally, in the end, it came to an end. There won't be another train until 11:30. Meanwhile, what about having something to drink? Meanwhile, yes. What about doing this or this? wherever, wherever we went, we found something useful and interesting to film for our documentary. Wherever, close, wherever we went. Okay? You'd better travel with them. You'd better travel with them in case they need an expert on herbs, because you are herbal experts. Okay. You better travel with them in case they need an expert on herbs. You are experts of herbs. Okay. Ercan started working at a private school last year. Afterwards, he himself opened a private school. How nice. Okay. To enrich our vocabulary, mindset is a really useful and intellectual word. Mindset is habitual or characteristic mental attitude. Yeah, mental attitude, not emotional attitude, not ethical attitude, but mental attitude that determines how you will interpret and respond to situations. Fixed mindset, yes, fixed mindset means innate. Yeah, that's right. Innate mindset. Fixed. Which one is this one? Fixed mindset means innate mindset. I think it's okay. Okay. Growth mindset. Growth mindset. Acquired. Acquired, yes. Acquired mindset. Acquiring English, acquiring mindset, yes. Okay. Global mindset, yes, universal. Set, not personal, not local, not national, but global mindset, universal. Yes, repressive mindset, repressive, depressive, yeah. Repressive mindset means repressive, serving to repress or suppress, oppressive mindset, of course, negative meaning. Turn a switch on a machine such as an oven, radio, etc., so that it produces more heat. Turn up, increase, yes, increase the light, for example, increase the heat, okay, more heat, etc. Turn down means decrease. Be found, especially, etc., etc. Let's go ahead. To be fair, this is very famous. I advise you to make similar sentences by using that kind of expressions. But to be fair, to be honest, yeah. To be fair, the mindset of Volkan is more imaginative than ours, whose mindset is conservative. To be honest, Yasemin's mindset is conservative. How is Ertan's mindset? Again, to be fair, to be logical, Ertan's mindset is positive. Volkan turned up. Yes. Volkan turned up 15 minutes earlier. Yes. Did Furkan turn up late, early, or just on time? Furkan turned up early. Turned up early yesterday. Did the key of the meeting room turn? Did the key of the meeting room turn up? Yes, it turned up. Of course, the physical meaning and a figurative meaning. Train, teach somebody the skills of a particular job or activity, or to be taught these skills. Training. Sail through is really interesting. Let's focus on it. Phrase, if someone or something sails through a difficult situation or experience, they deal with it easily and successfully. Sail through. And when it comes, I really advise to make sentences by using this phrase. It is really important to start a speech when it comes to. When it comes to verb, ing, noun clause, okay, etc. Or object pronouns, yes. When it comes to means when this is the topic, when we talk about this. Okay, as for this. As for, yes. E-S-F-O-R, as for. Necati has been training. Necati has been training to be a coach. Yeah, it's himself. He himself. Necati himself has been training to be a coach. Has he been training to train the others? To train the others. Has he been training to train a sports team or to give private lessons? He has been training to give private lessons. Who sailed through the sharp hill while Gary, Brian, and Eric were still struggling? Nicholas sailed through the sharp hill while Gary, Brian, and Eric were still struggling. Who sailed through the sharp hill? Nicholas did sail through. No matter how hard the exam is, you can sail through the questions if you have studied hard. How will you sail through the interview? I am sure I will sail through the interview by practicing a useful part of it. Okay, when it comes to. As for when it comes to. It is really interesting, and we really need it frequently. It is really frequently needed expression. When it comes to doing something, to somebody. Okay. For example, the gift says, when it comes to my feelings, yeah. As for my feelings, when it comes to my feelings, just because you can't understand something, it doesn't mean it is wrong. Just because you can't understand something, it doesn't mean it's wrong. Okay. Please take them seriously. When it comes to my feelings, please take them seriously, and please listen to me seriously. And please try to understand my feelings, or please try to feel my feelings when it comes to them. Okay, when it comes to. When it comes to going, okay, verb ing. When it comes to going after what you love in life, don't take no for an answer. Okay. When it comes to success, okay, when it comes to success, you have to work hard. When it comes to speaking English, you should have chats or conversations with the other people. You should repeat. You should listen and repeat some phrases and sentences. When it comes to walking, it's so practical and useful. It's not difficult. It is so easy. When it comes to walking, it is very suitable for me. When it comes to being a captain, you should learn this, this, and this. Okay. When it comes to being a teacher, you have to listen to the learners. When it comes to learning English, you have to repeat again and again. When it comes to having an exam, you have to get prepared for the exam beforehand, etc., etc. It's really very useful. When it comes to money, for example, when it comes to happiness, when it comes to family, when it comes to my country, when it comes to money, never worry on the score. Salim sails through most of it. How is it possible to find the necessary sports equipment? As for the sports equipment, or when it comes to sports equipment, it is the job of Marco. Marco will deal with it successfully. When it comes to money, the only skill most people know is to work hard. Yes, it's a famous skill, working hard, being hardworking. Anxious as an adjective, full of anxiety or disquietude. Greatly concerned or solicitous, especially respecting, concerning, with respect to, regarding something future or unknown. Being in painful suspense. Turan's father is anxious that, adjective that. Turan may have no money. Why is mother anxious about him? His mother is anxious that Turan may not have enough money. Okay, this is the end of this presentation, and I hope it will be helpful to you. And see you next time, and I wish you well-being, and I wish you a good day. See you next time.